Unfiltered podcast, dated December 26, 2022. I'm here sitting in a parking lot near an Einstein Bagels. I'm waiting for my order to be done. I decided today to take the day off of work. I'm not feeling well. Well, I mean, it's been a rough weekend, tiring. But also my thumb, as I said, my left thumb got infected like a couple days ago. Like, I don't know how it happened. I bruised it, and then all of a sudden, the last couple days, it started turning green, like the side of it. So, and I don't want to, it's starting to get better a little bit now, but I don't want to re-aggravate it. So I figured if I just take the day off, I'll have tomorrow off too. I'll have 2 days built in to recover, and then I'll be back ready to go on Wednesday. So that's kind of the logic of that. Because it was healing on Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday I had 2 really busy days at work. And it ended up being an issue by Saturday. So I figured, let me rest this a little bit. I still feel better yesterday. And then, it's still better now, but I don't want to re-aggravate it. It's still sensitive to the touch. So I figured if I wait about another day or two, the next day, my next shift is on Wednesday. So hopefully by Wednesday I should be close to 100%. It's amazing how, like, little things on your body, like something so small as a little small bruise on your thumb. So that means it's a really small bruise. It's like on the side of my thumb, like next to my nail. That affects everything you do. Like in my case, it affects like, okay, me holding a card or, moving money or just that. It's amazing how that works that way. So. Anyway, I also just woke up too on top of that. So if I sound like I'm sluggish, that's why. But I figured I'm going to get this into a quick for a couple minutes, especially because I'm home with the kids. Of course, like I said, this is the B side of the Earnest podcast. You want to call that? This is a little more. We're going to take this a little more like a daily sports talk, in the moment, like time sensitive topics. And the main show will obviously be more evergreen. That's kind of the direction I'm going with this now going forward, which I used to do this back a couple years ago when I had more time to record like this, and I kind of miss having both ends of the stick here too, especially like I like recording both. I like having both opportunities to do things that are time sensitive, but also things that are evergreen. So, but I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to clutter the main feed with this stuff. So the best way to do that is to split them off, lob them off into another feed. So doing stuff like this that won't have any legs beyond, like today was NFL. So the legs on this one would be at the most 6 days. So speaking of NFL, like I said, holiday weekend, of course. Having 11 games on Christmas Eve was weird, but it was fun. It was a fun weekend of football, to some degree. I mean, if you're a Giants fan like myself, it was kind of not fun, only because of, the result. But at the same time, they're lucky because this week was the Washington Giants because, while they lost to Minnesota on a fucking 61-yard field goal, every team in the mix, not named Green Bay, of course, who just got in the mix now, lost. Seattle lost. Washington lost. Detroit shockingly lost to Carolina. And that is lost. And the shocking part is not the fact they lost. The shocking part is the fact they lost the way they did. Like, they lost in a blowout. So, with 2 weeks ago, it feels like the Wildcard number, remember, it's 2 spots. And now there's 5 teams involved. Green Bay is not making up a push. It feels like the magic number is going to be about 9 wins. The Giants are on the driver's seat right now. They just need one. I think one win in the next 2 weeks does it. That's what I think. They're 8th, 6-1. Everybody else is, Washington's 7-1. And they hold tiebreaker there against Washington. And everybody else is 7-8. Seattle's 7-8. Detroit 7-8. Green Bay is 7-8 now. So the Giants really have all the cards here. Beat the Colts next week. Just beat the Colts next week, and then you have the Eagles, who, while they have not wrapped up the number 1 seed yet, I suspect they will do so next week. And once that happens, I think they'll rest their guys for Week 18 against the Giants. And once that happens, that should be the Giants' ticket to the playoffs. And again, I say this knowing the Giants won't do anything in the playoffs. We know this already. But the fact that this team was supposed to win, at the most 5 or 6 games this year, and they're even in a conversation to make the playoffs, let alone in a driver's seat to clinch a wildcard berth, to me, that in itself is a success. The over number this year was 7 wins. They're at 8 right now. Okay, yes, they struggled the last couple weeks, but as I've been saying, they're not a good team anyway. We've acknowledged that for a long time. They're not a great team. It's great coaching. Saquon Barkley's having a fantastic year again. Daniel Jones having a decent year. Although I don't know if I want him as a long-term solution as quarterback. I don't know. I'm at odds with that one. So if this team can win 8 games with the roster it has now, could you imagine when Daboll and company has a chance to actually reshape the roster until making? This is not the roster that Brian Daboll and the new regime created. This is literally Gettleman's parts here. This is literally Danny Gettleman's parts. So anyway, so the Giants, one win to do it, and it should be fine. Like I said, Packers are alive. Officially alive now with that big win against Miami. Miami's starting to fall apart now. But again, like the Giants, they control their destiny. If they just win one game, I think they win one more game, they're good. Everybody else below them is 7-8. Steelers 7-8 coming along now, and Patriots 7-8, Jets 7-8. The Dolphins next 2 games are Patriots and Jets. So again, you just do your job. You're in the playoffs. That's why I hate depending on teams to help you guys out. Just do your damn job. So they're doing that. Eagles lose to the Cowboys this weekend. Not surprised there necessarily, though the Eagles were, I would say, in control of that game most of the way, and then the Cowboys made a late push and late turnover by the Eagles. Look, they're fine. I think the best team in the NFC right now currently. But one thing's clear though, and I'm not even saying Gardner Minshew. Minshew played fine. I thought he played a very good game, but I think it's safe to say that Jalen Hurts makes the Eagles special. I think if Jalen Hurts plays that game, the Eagles win that game going away. And yeah, they're the best team in the conference right now, in my opinion. Well, them and San Francisco, of course. So we'll see there. Like I said, Detroit Lions 7-8 now. The streak is blown. Blown opportunity there. The Lions had an opportunity here to be the 7th seed. Had they won against Carolina. I mean, again, I'm shocked the way they lost, but again, it's wide open. It's 2 weeks ago. In the AFC also too, the Bengals kind of feel the best team in the AFC right now, but then at the same time, the way I don't want to say they melted down, but they didn't put the Pats away, and that game got really weird in the end. That's not a good look for the Bengals, I guess. But I guess when we're grading teams, though, it's a game of inches at this point. They won the game, and that's all that matters. But the ending of that game was not very pretty for the Bengals. Very, very, very sloppy finish in Foxborough. Buffalo clinched AFC East. They blew out the Chicago Bears after a close first half. The Bills seem to be getting their bearings in finally again after a kind of a sluggish middle of the year. They've been playing much better at football the last couple weeks. KC beat Seattle. So right now it's Buffalo the 1 seed, KC 2, and Bengals 3. But this week you get the big one, Bengals and Bills, and one Chiefs hiccup, the Bengals win out, they're number 1 seed. So there's a lot going on there. How about this? If the playoffs start today, the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars win the AFC South right now, and they're going to win it. Tennessee's falling apart. Who called Houston being Tennessee this weekend? This guy. I called it. Tennessee's falling apart. It's a shame too because Mike Vrabel's a great coach, but this team needs to be made. Ryan Tannehill's out for the year. Malik Willis is not ready yet. He needs a full camp. I'm not really saying that he shouldn't be a quarterback. In fact, he should get an opportunity next year with a full camp, knowing he's a starter. But we might have, without even looking at Ryan Tannehill's contract situation, we might have seen the last of Ryan Tannehill in a Titans uniform, honestly. What else? Last night's Bucks squeaked by Arizona last night. Dude, this Bucks team's bad. It is bad. I know Tom Brady did the thing in OT last night, but this game should have been close. Arizona's not good. They're down to the 3rd or 4th string quarterback now, Trish McSorley, and you can't put him away? really? Like, come on. So, there, the Bucks hold on to their lead in the NFC South rather. Though, I'll say this much, I think, was it the head coach Todd? Dude, I'm just woke up, so I can't remember his name. You know what I mean? But anyway, I think he might be in a hot seat, and I'm not saying it's his fault, Ben, but anyway, I don't know. That's a weird situation there. And yeah, it's Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles. I think I know that. This is what happens when you start doing a podcast. Like I'm literally being told to run to the store to get some food for the kids and the family, and I'm like half asleep and figure, just get this podcast in because I don't have any time to do it. Although I'm supposed to record my end of the year Christian family episode with my wife and my kids today. I think we're going to do their segment. So look out for that on the main feed, of course. What else I'm missing here in the NFL before I move on to the NBA real quick? What else did I miss this weekend? Let me see. Baltimore clinched a playoff spot, like I said. The Steelers are back in it now. The Steelers actually have a chance now to make some hay. Oh, the Broncos lose 51-14 to the Rams. Russell Wilson, like, absolute garbage yesterday, and I hate seeing it. It's a guy who I consider my favorite player in the league. But what a disaster for the Broncos. It would not shock me if I get a text in the next hour that Nathaniel Hackett is fired as Broncos coach, because I just don't see this being rectified. I'm going to text you about that, but it wouldn't surprise me. But he's done. 1 year, one and done. It's a disaster. How bad it look. So, anything else in the NFL that I missed before I get to this next topic here? Like I said, the playoff picture is coming to full focus now. Like I said, the one seed's still up for grabs in the AFC. The one seed is pretty much officially decided. Like I said, 1 through 4 right now in the AFC. You have one seed being the Chiefs right now. The Bills 1 now, 1. Chiefs 2, Bengals 3, Jaguars 4. Yes, 5 seed is the Ravens. 6 seed is the Chargers, who play tonight, and the 7 seed is the Dolphins currently still. And then the NFC, of course, Eagles 1, Vikings 2, Niners 3, the Bucks at 4, but Carolina Panthers could affect that in the weeks to come. 5 is the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are pretty much locked in the 5 seed. Pretty much. The 6 seed is the Giants, and the 7 seed is the Washington Commanders still currently. So, there it is. There is a picture, and it's going to be a fun 2 weeks. Fun and fascinating 2 weeks. As for the NBA, I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of games this weekend. Yesterday, rather. Family things and other things with the holidays. Sixers won over the Knicks. James Harden. The James Harden renaissance might be happening now, guys. And people say, roll your eyes all you want, but here's the thing. James Harden as the number 2 option now might be dangerous. And this is why Philadelphia might be a problem in the months to come. Lakers lose to the Mavericks by 9. They were up big early, apparently, in this game, and then they were down up 9 at halftime, I think it was, and then they were down 19 in the third quarter or something like that. Lakers out Anthony Davis. I mean, it's a problem. Just look at the stat here. Third quarter, the Mavericks scored 51 points in the third quarter. What the actual fuck? Wow. LeBron did score 38 points in this game, but it doesn't matter. It's LeBron and bust. I mean, this team is just, without AD, there's no chance. In the what we call the possible Eastern Conference Final preview, the Celtics beat the Bucks. Jason Tatum was an absolute boss, 41 points this game. Jaylen Brown chipped in 29 points as well. Giannis had 27 in his game. This game didn't really say much. It's like last year. No Chris Middleton, who had missed this game as well, too. So you can't really use this game as an elixir, honestly. Boston's good. We know that. Tatum's really good. We all know that as well, too. What else here? Golden State beats Memphis 123-109. This is the fascinating part of this whole game. They do this without Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins. Remember the whole talk at the end of the year last year? John Morant talking about how we're going to be there, this and that. This is why I told you keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Yeah, he had a great game, 36 points, but you can't beat the Warriors without two of the best players. Steph Curry not playing, and neither did Andrew Wiggins, and you still get the doors handed up to you like this? Yeah, keep your mouth shut. You haven't arrived yet, okay? And I love John Morant, love the Grizzlies and what they're doing, but there are levels to this. Earn this. And granted, I'm getting over hype over a regular season game. I get that, but still, know your place first. So, and then finally overtime, Denver beat Phoenix 128-125. How did Jokic do last night? I see Jokic's numbers real quick. Jokic again. Holy shit. 41 points, 15 boards, 15 assists. So this podcast, it's a Saturday or Friday when I recorded it, that he has a good chance of three-peating for MVP. You do numbers like this, and your team's in the top 2 or 3 in the Western Conference, I may sign up on that, honestly. And yeah, I think it's safe to say he's a top 5 player in the league now. Might be even top 3. Because he's doing this now without his guys. Like, okay, Michael Porter Jr. did play this game. He played, 34 minutes. He didn't have a great game. 7 points, 8 boards. Jamal Murray, good game with Jamal Murray, actually. And Aaron Gordon stepped up in this game as well, too. See, Denver has the roster. The West is wide open now. Denver could win the West. They could win the West. There's no team you can say, get through the Lakers and get the goals. All those teams are flawed now, dude. Golden State, now, obviously Golden State, when time comes and playoff time hits, and they should be okay, but this Denver team is going to go to the finals. They are. And with numbers like this, they should be going to the finals. So, fascinating thing to watch. I think you look at Jokic as the MVP candidate again, and I would dare say, if he's not the front runner, he's definitely in the top 3 again. So, but we'll talk about that on my basketball podcast and one this week, if I do record this week. See how my schedule works out. So, anything else on the docket here before I get out of here? I think that is it. We'll come back in tomorrow, hopefully, for another edition of the Unfiltered podcast. I'm your host, again, Earnest Christian. This is the pretty much this daily sports talk feed now for this now. I'm going to use this more as for the daily sports talk, lopping off all the daily stuff here and the time-sensitive things on this feed. We'll leave the Earnest Speak podcast as a more of a evergreen thing, if you will. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas. I'm going to wake up, pick up my bagels, and go hang with my family for the day and, just hang out and just relax and rest my thumb, if you will. So, talk to you guys later. God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon. Bye.